it kind of reminds me of what the pre-Babel world was like. Everyone had one language, like that. They didn't speak in um, um, special tongues, but everyone heard everybody in their own language. All the believers understood each other in their own language, and that's someday that would happen. You know, and even when I read the Left Behind books, when Jesus came back, everyone could understand everybody in their own language. If someone was speaking Russian, everyone understood Russian, or whatever language they had, everyone could understand each other. That was kind of like um, Pentecost. Everyone could understand everybody in their own language. I will read Acts chapter 2. When the day of Pentecost arrived, they were all together in one place, and suddenly there came from heaven a sound like a mighty rushing wind, and filled the entire house where they were sitting, and divided tongues as a fire appeared to them, resting on each other. They were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began speaking in other tongues, and spirits gave utterance. Now they were dwelling in Jerusalem, so they were speaking in other tongues, and they were understanding that tongues, that language, that they were understanding that language of other people. Everybody understood it. Everybody. So now the dwelling in Jerusalem were Jews, devout men, in every nation under heaven. Because it was during the Tower of Babel, different languages evolved. Now, several thousand years later, everyone came back together with different languages, but they could understand each other. And they were amazed, astonished. Are these all who are speaking Galileans? And how is it that we hear each of us in their own languages? Parthians, Medes, residents of Mesopotamia, Judah, Cappadocia, Pontus, Asia. They all had their own languages, but they could all had one language. They all could understand each other. All these believers didn't have a language problem anymore. They could all understand each other. Both Jews and proselytes, Cretans and Arabs, we all hear them in their own tongues and mighty works of God. And they were all amazed and perplexed, saying to one another, "What does this mean?" And others mocked and said they were filled with new wine. And then the unbelievers didn't understand it. They thought they were drunk. That's how sometimes when you get filled with the Spirit, sometimes you get drunk. You're drunk on the Holy Spirit, but you don't get drunk on the Holy Spirit. You speak in tongues, and people understand you. But Peter, standing with the 11, lifted up his voice and addressed them. Men of Judah and all who dwell in Jerusalem, let us be known to this be known to you, giving ear to the words. For these people are not drunk, as you suppose, since it's only the third hour of the day. This is what uttered from the prophet Joel. In the last day shall be, God declared, that I will pour out the Spirit on all flesh, and your sons and daughters will prophesy, and young men will see visions, and old men shall dream dreams, even on the male servants and the female servants. Those days I pour out my Spirit, and they shall prophesy. And I shall show wonders in the heavens above, and signs on the earth below, blood and fire, vapors of smoke. sun which be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, before the day of the Lord, and great and magnificent day. And it shall come to pass that everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. When you call on Jesus, you are saved. You don't have to, just call on Jesus. Okay, good. I want to be saved. Call. You don't have to, you don't have to say a big speech. Just ask Jesus in your heart. Ask Jesus, and He would come. You don't have to say any big words or anything. So how about you? But I live for Jesus every day. And someday, everybody will understand each other. Everyone will understand each other. Just like pre-Bible world was like. It had one language. And someday we have one language again. Or just people just understand everybody's language. So keep trusting God. Keep praying. Keep looking up, because Jesus has come back, folks. So, and have a blessed day.